Hi everyone, I am Anudeep, and this is the second part of our series which is aimed to enable you all to clear CSAT paper. As you can see, I failed in CSAT in 2017 with a negligible margin, but I managed to score OK mark in GS paper 1. So after that I started researching the comprehension part because I was very weak in mathematics. Not very weak, I am not that much great in mathematics. So what I had to do was I had to focus on reasoning portion and comprehension to clear CSAT paper. So during my research I derived an algorithm which enables you all to clear comprehension part, English comprehension part of CSAT in a very easy way. So this is the second part of that video. If you haven't seen the first part, then kindly go back and visit the first part of this video. Okay. So it's a systematic methodology. The first step of that algorithm is, again, this is my Telegram channel. You can visit my Telegram channel for this PDF and so many other study materials related to Indian polity, history, etc. are also available in this channel. Okay. So you can check this out. Again, this is our basic philosophy. Common sense is not so common. Even at solving English comprehension, you should follow this philosophy of Voltaire. You should use your common sense to deduce the answer from the options itself. So what's the first step of the process, or the first step of the algorithm? You should not read the comprehension first. You should read the statements first. This is called as reverse engineering. When we read the statements, you can eliminate all unorthodox statements or statements with extreme words. That's the first step. All those questions were discussed in the last part. And this part we will be discussing some other steps. Just look at these statements. What is statement number 1? Our cities need to have well-defined administrative setup. That's a true statement. Ever increasing population densities, it's a hindrance. That is also a true statement. To maintain the development of our cities, we need to adopt sustainability related interventions. That is, there is no red flags in that statement. Even statement D also have no red flags, which means the first step of our algorithm failed here. Then what's the second step? We should read the keyword. It's asked logical and rational inference. What's the third step? We should read the comprehension now. Okay, this is the third step. What is meant by inference? Inference is something which is deduced from that passage, which is not explicitly mentioned as such. Still, we can deduce that particular concept from the passage by connecting certain dots. If a statement is explicitly mentioned in that passage, that is not inference. That is not inference. Inference is something implicit which we need to deduce from the passage by connecting the dots and analyzing the theme of that passage. Here the major thing is theme. So to find the answer of this question, you have to visit that passage. Just go through this passage. What's the main theme of this passage? There are climate changes here. Again, population densities is also here. Yes. Here it's air quality is mentioned, transportation, etc. are mentioned. So basically the theme of this passage is environment, right? Environment. The main theme of this passage is environment. Then go back to the options. Which option is more correlated to environment? Option A is related to administration. It is something related to politics, right? Bureaucratic administration. But the major theme of our passage is not polity or administration, rather it's environment. Again, this is a question of population density. You should deduce the theme of that passage. It's a very easy exercise. If you go through that passage, you can see that it's all about sustainability, environmental protection, sustainable growth. It's all about sustainable development goals. But here it is talking about density. Okay, so density is also a component of sustainability, I agree. But what is our philosophy? If you think more than one answer is the right answer, then we should choose the most appropriate one. Which is the most appropriate among these two? B and C. Most appropriate with respect to environmental protection. This thing. And this is an economics type option, right? The theme of our passage is not economics, rather it's environment. So the most appropriate option is C. See, we cannot say that this is completely wrong or this is completely wrong. But this option C is the most appropriate answer. That is what we call as a bureaucratic mind. You should choose among options which are almost similar. That's all about our decision making skills. This is how you should approach this particular question. I hope the approach is clear. You can go through the passage again if you have any more doubts. Now let's go to another question. Second question. So what's the first step of our program? You should go through the options first and you should eliminate all the extreme options. Here you have to use your GS knowledge in a smart way. Okay. Let's see whether we can eliminate any statements. Sustainable production of India's cereal food grain is impossible without the diversity of pollinating animals. This is an extreme statement. See, this needs tremendous amount of practice so that you can identify that extreme statement. This is basically a skill which you should need to evolve over a period of time. Okay. This is an extreme statement so that you can eliminate A or C. Just stay with me. Suppose you are not able to eliminate this statement. Not a problem. Other steps of our algorithm will enable you to solve this problem. What's the second statement? Monoculture of horticulture crops hampers the survival of insects. Okay, it can be possible because this question has been asked in prelims years back. That question was about conservation agriculture and monoculture, plantation agriculture, etc. Let's see. What's option 3? Pollinators become scarce in cultivated areas devoid of natural vegetation. That is also a true statement. And say statement 4 is also a true statement. So to solve this problem, you have to look at the keyword, then you have to go back to the comprehension passage. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's see whether these statements are there in our comprehension. Just go through the statement. Here statement 1 and 2 is not at all mentioned in the passage. What is statement number 1? It is talking about cereal food grain production. Can you find any clue in this comprehension where cereal food grain production is mentioned? No. See, assumption means that we should be able to assume things from this passage, which should be related to this passage. It is also very similar to inference, that we are connecting the dots and we are assuming something to be true. Based on that passage, can we assume this statement to be true? Just go through this passage and tell me the answer. See, the PDF of this class will be uploaded in our Telegram channel. You can download it from there. Okay. What is statement number 2? It talks about monoculture of horticulture crops. Come on. Does those keywords reflect in this passage? Does it talks about the monoculture of horticulture crops? No. So how can we assume that passage, that statement to be right with respect to this passage? It is impossible. So in that sense, you can already eliminate A, B and C. You can easily come to the answer D. But just to make it sure, to play safe, you have to read the entire comprehension. Okay, I think you got the approach here. Yes, it's the pollination relationship, both. So this statement is here. You can look at the passage. So this is how you have to solve comprehension part. Okay, the answer of this question is D. And these two statements are not extreme, and it can also be deduced from the passage. Even if we assume this statement to be true, it doesn't contradict the passage. This is the approach of comprehension. Okay. Now let's go to another question. Fourth question. Just read the comprehension statements first and try to find out the answer. Okay, let me give you this as a homework because it's a very difficult question. I am giving you this as a homework. I want you people to find the answer to this question and comment on the comment section. Okay, this is the question and this is the comprehension. This is a very challenging question. I can give you a clue. Okay, I will give you a clue here. You just go through all the previous CSAT papers. In multiple statement questions, all the statements cannot be correct at the same time. 99.9% of the time, at least one statement will be wrong. So based on that logic, you can right away strike this option down. Only two statements or one statement can be right, but here all other options contains combinations of two statements. So two statements are right from this area. You have to identify those two statements, and it should be assumptions. Assumption means something which is not directly mentioned in the passage, but something assumed to be true with respect to that passage. This is a homework, and you can check this logic in all the question paper. All the statements cannot be right. See, there are exceptions. I agree, there are exceptions, but most of the time this is the case. Okay, so just do it as a homework. Yes. So we will continue this video in next part, and based on your homework you have to answer your you have to comment your answers in the comment section. I will be continuing this video, and let me know your comments, your feedbacks in the comment section. Share the channel among your friends and put a like if you like the content, and you can also dislike the video if you don't like the content as well. Okay, and you can mention the reason for your dislike in the comment section. But if you do like the video, then give me a positive comment and share it among your friends. Thank you.